Why now? Why after so long would the NFL care? Why after all of this time, when a lot of the fear around it has kind of subsided, would the NFL bring this back into the headlines? What's so significantly changed that now all of a sudden the league, after 2.5 years of conspiring to blacklist Colin Kaepernick from the league, why all of a sudden now are we setting up a league-wide workout where it's an open invite for everybody to come see Colin Kaepernick work out at the Atlanta Falcons facility on Saturday? The league conspired to keep him out of the league, even though he was clearly better than many other backup quarterback or worst-case scenario options, and a few of the starters in the league, too, decided to keep him out because they don't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole. The story kind of sort of subsided where it still simmers and festers under the surface, but it's under the surface. It's not the predominant storyline. The league now all of a sudden wants to stir the pot back up again. And I don't get it. It just feels like a no-win situation for everybody. And Colin Kaepernick, this is a no-win situation for him. Because if he doesn't choose to participate in the workout, then it's a problem. Well, see, he never wanted to play in the league anyways. Versus other people saying, oh, look at Colin Kaepernick. It didn't matter. It came time. He went back to try and get in the NFL because he's a sellout. Never mind the fact that so many of us in that situation, you can talk about principles and you can pound them up your ass. Because we had the opportunity to try and get back to ply our craft, our career, our life's work, live and fulfill on our dream and make millions of dollars, we would do the same damn thing, you hypocritical SOBs. So no matter what, it's either, oh, this unpatriotic turd doesn't want to play in the league versus he's a sellout. Like, no matter what, he doesn't win. And never mind the fact it's been since the 2016 season that he actually played in the NFL. So what are the chances of him going to the workout and truly lighting the world on fire? And no matter, even if he did, even going into the workout, are any of these teams actually going to care enough to try and sign him? So what's the point? It's like it's an exercise of futility for him, similarly to me for the NFL. Because if he does end up getting signed by a team as a result of this workout, you're going to have all these flag huggers sitting there talking about, not my NFL, I'm not watching anymore because he protested during the anthem and he's stupid. Or he doesn't get signed, and the people that were down for Kaepernick and the causes he was trying to bring to light and how he was protesting, now they're going to continue to say, I hate the NFL, I'm not going to watch, even though on both sides of the equation, a lot of people still are. Let's keep it real. Sure, you have people that no longer watch because they stated their principles on one side or the other, no matter how ridiculously, idiotically flawed they may be. But the NFL still isn't hurting. Ratings are good. Revenues are great. Game attendance in some cities might not be awesome, but that's not necessarily dependent upon anything to do with the Kaepernick situation over the past 3 years or so. I mean, give me a break here. I just don't get what the whole endgame here is for anybody involved, and specifically with the NFL. What are you doing this because Jay-Z told you to? Mr. Goodell, I think it would be a really good idea to have a workout with Kaepernick. Really? I mean, Ron? Like you think this is going to help the optics of now all of a sudden you're pretending like you're going to give Kaepernick a good, clean, fair shot. Like, I mean, what's the end game here? I just don't get it. This, from an NFL standpoint, doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. You weathered the storm. Your league has moved on. Millions upon millions of people still watch every single week. Your ratings are very good. Fan interest is still outstanding. Like, yes, it's there. It's festering, bubbling under the surface, but has taken a back seat. And yes, it has. From anybody's perspective, yes, it has. It has taken a back seat. So why stir up the hornet's nest again? Why do this? This is the thing of we got tired of teams asking if they could work out Kaepernick, if they should work him out. So you just decided to have one big master workout. Like, this just feels like a really flawed and poorly structured PR stunt by the league. And Kaepernick participating helps the NFL, but it doesn't really help the NFL because you're trying to serve everybody. In reality, you're serving nobody. At the same point in time, it doesn't help Kaepernick because he becomes a party to being a pawn to this sham and this charade. Not to mention the fact when you're Kaepernick, give it time over the years, and as the older generations, the boomers and so forth, die off mercifully, thankfully, it'll be just like what happened with Ali 50 plus years ago. He was hated because of his brashness, because of his cockiness, because of his attitude, because of his denial to go into the service after he was drafted due to his personal and religious beliefs. And you sit there almost 30 years later, Muhammad Ali was one of the most beloved sports figures, not in the U.S., but in the entire world, and people are openly weeping, black and white alike, at the 96 Atlanta Olympics as they're sitting there shaking all the kingdom damn hell. In time, more people will align with Kaepernick and understand Kaepernick's point of view. It's the nature. Things change and there's evolution and so forth. So if you're Kaepernick, like you're on the right side of history here to a degree, why would you sit there and try and go against that? Now, sure, you might say you still want to play in the NFL. And I don't begrudge you for wanting to still play in the NFL. But, there's also potentially something there from a brand standpoint, from a long-term viability and marketability standpoint, that maybe you make more money in the long term over the rest of your life by not playing in the league, getting the big money from Nike, and down the road being a part of other things. Being a big-time public speaker that gets paid a lot to appear at events and so forth. Like, there's always going to be an audience for that. So, I just don't get it. I don't get why all of a sudden here in the middle of November in 2019, after 2+ seasons of blackballing the guy, the NFL gives a crap about wanting to give Colin Kaepernick a fair shake and an opportunity. Nor do I see why Kaepernick, after 2.5 years, would be a party to this pawn game, this charade that the NFL is putting out there for a whacked out, poorly thought out PR stunt that's really not going to help their image and is not going to please anybody. I don't get it. It's just mind-numbingly stupid to me from all accounts and from all viewpoints. And you guys are welcome to chime in, and I'm sure you will, especially because it involves Colin Kaepernick. I can only imagine the ridiculousness that I'm going to see in the comments, but if you could try to pertain to the actual heart of the matter, which is whether or not this workout is a poorly planned and thought out PR charade by the NFL, or whether or not Kaepernick should even be a party to it to begin with, that would be awesome. Stick to that. The other stuff, and we've litigated this before. Let's not go through it again.